So the Cooking Challenge is an experiential activity that we designed in collaboration with the Waypoint Grill here that allows us to bring clients to a venue where they can have an unusual, fun and creative activity that results in a number of outcomes. First and foremost, as I noted, the activity is fun. Groups work, as you can see, in small groups with a chef, and they have to come up with an idea for a dish that they are going to cook and be judged by the chef.
The objective is to create something, to create a dish with what's in front of them. We give them a mock recipe. They cannot follow that recipe, that's just an outline, but they have to select their choices from the marketplace after they collaborated, after they talked and developed sort of like a recipe.
They have to organize themselves, they have to make decisions about what it is they want to cook, they have to find out what resources they have inside the team, and all of this allows us then to highlight a number of different features of their individual and team functioning.
We didn't have any apprehension about taking on any particular tasks. Everybody was pretty excited to get in there and do whatever needed to be done, but there might have been a little bit of nervousness around general cooking experience.
It's an interesting dynamic for people who really have not been exposed to that type of scenario.
Inside the task, we can look at a number of different things. We can highlight their decision-making process. How did they decide what it is that they were going to cook?
I thought all 5 team members worked really well together. We were able to communicate without anybody getting frustrated towards each other and work together as a team in order to accomplish our goal.
So the team had a variety of skill levels. Some folks had not done much cooking at all, and we had a couple of folks that were fairly skilled at cooking. And so we had to kind of assess every person's ability individually and quickly come up with a plan to figure out how to get the job done.
We can look at patterns of leadership inside, who steps up, who fulfills what kind of roles inside the team.
And so as team leader, one of the things that I had to do was quickly assess each person's different talents and strengths. And one of the skills we worked on today was focusing on strengths. So I spent a short amount of time with each person at the very beginning, asking them what they were good at, what their skills were, what they felt like maybe weren't their skills, and things to stay away from. And then we were able to come up with a plan that way.
We can look at how well they exchange information during the process because they have to deliver the product on a particular timeline. So are individuals sharing with other individuals what they're doing and where they are along the process? Or is someone just going ahead and cooking the way he or she thinks the dish should be cooked, not bringing along other members of the team?
Everybody was, willing to speak up, willing to get in and do whatever needed to be done. So we didn't have a lot of friction. We were on time and we turned out a really good plate. I think we did a really good job of taking that direction and making something amazing out of it.
We advise clients, right, if they have groups or individuals whose abilities to communicate and coordinate with each other is particularly important, but they don't get a lot of time to build relationships, let's put those individuals inside a team, and at the end of the activity, those relationships are going to be stronger than when they began the activity.
Because we all have different types of sales positions, we're oftentimes having different jobs in the whole sales process and having to interact with each other in that way. In the sales environment, we're firing on all cylinders as well.
We can also customize if we want to look at decision-making processes. And there we can make sure when we debrief the exercise that we focus on how were decisions made, how did the group ensure that everyone was on board with the decision, and how then was the decision executed. We could also look at division of labor and the styles of the individuals who stepped up to lead the challenge. So there are a number of different ways that the kinds of behaviors and processes that are most important to your organization, we can bring those forward through this exercise. The groups that go through the activity will come out of it really with much stronger bonds. They'll feel much more comfortable with each other. They'll know each other better because they've worked with them on a very different kind of a task. And so the likelihood that they're going to be able to collaborate and cooperate once they leave this setting is much higher.